Praise the name of the Lord. This is Dr. Ozo here. We want to go today to the YouTube live, and I want to discuss the 30 types of spirit husband, spirit wife. The husband of the night, the wife of the night. There are 30 types of spirit husband and spirit wife, and we want to do justice to the whole topic tonight and then talk about them in a little more detail if time allows, if time permits. So I'm going to talk about the 30 variety of the 30 types of spirit husband. And let's go. First of all, I'll give you a summary of the 30 types presentation or manifestations of spirit spouses, spirit husband, spirit wife, sometimes called spiritual husband or spiritual wife, or sometimes it's called the spiritual prostitutes of incubus and succubus. Sometimes they are called nightmares. Sometimes they are called dream husband, dream wife. Sometimes they are called husband of the night, wife of the night. Sometimes they are called night visitors. So they are diagnosis of names. Number one is spirit or marine spirit spouse is number one because they are majority. Number two is resident spirit spouses. Number three is giant spirit spouses. Number four is serpentine or snake spirit spouses. Number five is ancestral spirit spouses. Number six is physical spirit spouse. Number seven is projected spirit spouses. Number eight is imagination spirit husband, spirit wife. Number nine is bloodline spirit spouses. Number 10 is idol spirit spouses. Number 11 is dwarf spirit husband, spirit wife. Number 12 is disembodied spirit spouses. Number 13 is strongman spirit husband, spirit wife. Number 14 is Leviathan spirit spouses. Number 15 is animal spirit spouses. Number 16, strange man or strange woman spirit spouses. Number 17, old man or old woman spirit spouses. Number 18, transferred spirit spouses. Number 19, territorial spirit spouses. Number 20, hermaphrodite spirit spouses. Number 21, hidden spirit spouses. Number 22, masquerading spirit spouses. Number 23, multiple spirit spouses. Number 24, incestuous spirit spouses. Number 25, witchcraft or warcraft or warlock spirit spouses. Number 26, celebrity spirit spouses. Number 27, transference spirit spouses. Number 28, manifested spirit spouses. Number 29, graveyard spirit spouses. Number 30, forest or the wood spirit spouses. Now, let's go to the topic, to the first point. Let's fleshing out our bare bone essentials, the 30 spirit husband varieties of presentation that I've just enumerated to us in a list fashion. Now let's go and then say a few things before we dive into the details or nitty-gritty of the individual spirit spouses. Now, I will say this, that there are as many spirit spouses as there are dream husbands, which is spirit wife, spirit husband. There are as many of them as there are number of days in a month. Various spirit marriage covenants are part of mystery of satanic iniquity, marriage perversion, dream pollution, evil manipulation of human destiny through sex. This is how Satan linked himself to sleeping and unsuspecting humans and then put them in bondage, put them in incarceration, emasculate their spirit, ensnare, entrap, enslave them so that they can be dominated and lose their blessings, be in a state of impossibility, and then be bound by satanic forces and nothing works, and the person may even die, the truncate destiny. Satan understands spiritual laws, rules, regulation, engagement principle, as well as the principle that govern human existence. Therefore, child of God, remember that Satan understands contact, initiation, dedication, blessings of marriage, which is procreation, like clockwork more than humans. The enemy knows that nobody comes into this world without union or sex between man and woman in the process of procreation. The devil is the master craftsman behind all evil spirit marriages and how to pervert, manipulate, and pollute the real marriage which is ordained by God. The enemy of your soul has a calculated, premeditated plot, plan, pranks, program, process, projection, procedure, perversion, pollution, and prison to eclipse or truncate individual and family destinies. Most often, Satan can use anything, any way, any means, everything or anybody to carry out his diabolical strategies and evil activities. Now, remember that without bond or without contact, there's no bondage, and without contact or contract, there's no covenant or contamination. Hence, evil spirit marriage is a demonic tool for perpetuating curses, hardship, hindrances, delays, limitations, and blockage of blessings, or even can cause death or demise. And I will say this, the majority, or at least 70%, so to speak, of the problem we have as far as spirit husband, spirit wife is concerned are from unclean marine world or marine forces. They are the ones that do this dirty job for Satan and his cohorts. They are familiar spirits from submarine kingdom of Satan. Apart from marine altars, others come from ancestral altars of idol, strange gods, occultism, witchcraft, and demonic new age manipulation. Familiar spirits are ubiquitous. In other words, they are everywhere. And our surveillance or spiritual espionage, they monitor and pry. These demons can pry, spy, and monitor humans by remote control or connection to their mind, mouth, and manhood. They mess with reproductive or sexual organ. These grassroots workers of evil are the most important demons in the satanic dark kingdom because they act as field workers or ground troops of evil forces. This power base of Satan also has the ability to initiate or invite evil powers, military intelligence, or higher ranking demons to the scene. They are highly organized in carrying their integrated network assignment. Satan knows human nature like clockwork. He understands the human frame and frailties, exploit human weaknesses and character flaws. He and his demonic cohorts pollute through sex, which is a powerful instrument of bondage. Actually, prostitution is the foundation of witchcraft or demonic manipulation through dreams. Now, sexual demons are spiritual prostitutes that destroy human destinies, dreams, aspirations, blessings, ministries, spiritual gifts, careers, anointing, cash flow, health, marriages, procreation, families, and even relationships. They can come in many different guises, camouflage, or combination of subtle ways. Here we have at least 30 different types of distinctive varieties of spiritual spouses, which are spirit husband, spirit wife, as they are popularly called. Sometimes, most importantly, they are called dream husband, dream wife. Now, child of God, number one, let's sketch out the 30 different types of spirit husband. So be patient with me. We're going to take them one by one, and we summarize each one and what they are about, and fleshing it and explain, espouse, and expand them a little bit so that you can have a clear-cut picture of the topic under consideration. Number one, and of course the most common, is marine or water spirit spouses. These are spiritual husband or spiritual wife that come in form of mermaid or merman or merfolk, or come in form of queen of the coast. They look beautiful, but they are ugly and deadly. This is by far the most common variety. Life as we know it, child of God, starts from the water. And marine spirit is a generic name for water demons that afflict sleeping, vulnerable, unsuspecting, and ignorant humans, both Christians and unbelievers. Any marine creature, force, powers, entity, personality, or deity can become or transform itself to afflict, attack, initiate, emasculate, engage, ensnare, enslave, entrap, entangle, and rape, to molest helpless, prayerless humans through illicit or dream sex. Most singles who don't understand the mystery of this iniquity about spirit spouses may erroneously think that God is revealing their future wife or life partner to them. This is because these demons disguise themselves in the dream and appear as beautiful women or handsome men in dream during sleep. Number 2 is called resident spirit spouses. This group of homeless demons, which are disembodied beings, spiritual beings of course, use physical body of sleeping men and women for shelter. They call it their home, their house, stability, evil activity, and even sexual gratification. Now they come and go at will whenever they want and wherever and however they want, and use the body of humans as their mobile houses while people are sleeping and dreaming. The Bible says, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares or weeds among the wheat and went away as if nothing happened. That is gotten from Matthew 13:25. They may temporarily leave the body of the victim during hot prayers or during deliverance sessions, or in an environment whereby the Spirit of God is there, the glory is there, the fire and the holy angels are there. They hate such places. However, they may reappear in the person's house when they feel safe or when their human host is sound asleep and didn't pray up, of course. Number 3 is the giant spirit spouses. This class or group of spiritual prostitutes seem to be the spiritual remnants of the giant men of Genesis 6. And I read, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God, fallen angels, saw the daughters of men, that they were fair or beautiful, and they took them wives of all which they chose. We seen in Genesis chapter 6, 1-2. Remember that demons or fallen angels or evil powers or spirits or entity or forces can take any form and fashion or assume any posture or disguise. There's also a giant spirit wife. Demons don't care. Both men and women don't seem to resist these towering, overpowering, strange spiritual impostors, intruders, interlopers, and spiritual rapists and molesters. Number 4 is serpentine or snake spirit spouses. These are spirits of vicious water snakes. They may appear in form of mermaid or merman. Sometimes we call them siren, posing as half human and half snakes, or half human and half fish. The women may appear as queen of the coast, while the men may appear as marine king, of course, king of the coast, with crowns on their head. That means they are ruling demon, or they have some sort of position or high ranking authority. When they appear in groups, the one wearing the crown is normally their leader or the lead demon, or their master or mistress or boss that makes the overall decision. The Philistine god, Dagon, is an example of serpentine spirit. It is half human and have fish. Number 5 is ancestral spirit spouses. This group of familiar spirits manifest, act, or pose as living, or more commonly, dead or departed ancestors in the family tree or bloodline. They identify themselves as the spirit of the mother, or the spirit of the grandmother, or the spirit of the father, or the spirit of the grandfather. These wicked spirits that run in families have even been known to rape 5-year-old little girls belonging to the bloodline or pedigree or family tree, or being a relative in that ancestry through genetics. They are very stubborn to dislodge and are transferred at birth or thereafter. Remember, it is estimated that 85% of ancestral spirits originate from the marine kingdom of Satan, water kingdom. When the ancestors worship idols or strange gods or other gods other than the living God, these strange gods show up in future generations to reenact or enforce covenant to claim their offspring through covenant union by dream sex. Number 6 is physical spirit spouses. Here we discover that it's not always true that if a spirit is spiritual, that is unseen, that it may not manifest physically. Here you see that this demon can manifest as physical flesh and blood and bone human being, or any form they may choose. Usually they are always looking good, but inside is demon. They are wicked. So physical spirit spouses. Yes, I say here that wonders will never end. And Satan is the master of deception, magic, and manipulations. Yes, this kind may appear and disappear even with naked eyes. You see them with your naked, like you are having an open vision. Some can only be seen with your spiritual eyes as in open vision. I can't say that enough. They tend to stalk, or like gang stalking, they tend to stalk or monitor or follow their victim around. Sometimes we call it stubborn pursuers or follow spirit wherever they go, just like partners or companions. I call them evil companion. They block virtues, favors, blessings, anointing, spiritual gifts, in promotions, and breakthrough while causing hardship, delays, yoke of personal and family limitations. They are very possessive. They are recalcitrant, or what I call relentless. They are possessive. They are jealous, and they are controlling. Like Jezebel, they are very Jezebelic and may hurt the natural spouse or children of their victim. Number 7 is called projected spirit spouses. These are witch doctors, voodoo priests, santeria, sangomas, enchanters, spiritualists, evil prophets, or cultists who project their spirits by astral projection and astral travel in the astral world, in the dream world, replacing their resident human spirit with a fake familiar spirit from the witch world. They proceed to have spiritual sex with an unsuspecting victim. Under familiar spirit guidance, they survey and have sex with dreaming humans and back to the original body attached to their silver cord. By the way, the silver cord is written in Ecclesiastes 12, verse 6. Is the invisible string or cord that attaches the human spirit and soul to the human body, while the spirit roams about in the astral or dream world. When they come back, the silver cord will lead them to their body, and the familiar spirit will give way so that they can enter their body and act or behave as normal humans in the broad daylight. 8 is imagination spirit husband or spirit wife. This happens unconsciously in the realm of the imagination, which is the drawing board of your destiny. The invisible drawing board of destiny, called your imagination, is being deceived by this kind of demonic manipulation or manifestation. The victim wakes up from sleep confused, confounded, and concerned, wondering when and how the mysterious sex occurred. There's no memory, record, or recollection of the event. Even when he or she tries to remember the dream, Yet the sexual attack victim feels wet or sees semen all over or around them, their reproductive or sex organs, their underwear, or even bedspread. Number 9 is bloodline spirit spouses, which is akin to the genetic spirit spouses. This type of transmitted spirit husband, spirit wife is actually originated or transmitted or transferred during sex or consensual sex before conception or at conception, where the seed of the man, which is called the sperm, and the ovum of the woman mingle together even before birth. The spirit wife or husband is then transmitted through the circulation to the placenta. These unclean spiritual forces are already carried by the parents in their chromosomes, waiting to be transmitted like other genetic traits. Even spirit spouses of lust, polygamy, sexual perversion can be transferred through this means or method. Number 10 is idol spirit spouse. Idols are strange gods, goddesses, demigods, principalities, entities that people worship other than the real or true God. And whenever you worship idol, the Bible said people who worship idol are like them. So the person will attract generational curse as well as God's wrath and jealousy. Usually, those who are progenitors worshipped idols, altars, strange deities, entities, principalities, gods, or goddesses, apart from the living God, end up being married to this possessive evil idol. They assign spirit spouse to the people, to the children, or their generation subsequently in the bloodline, or spread it around, assign spirit spouses on them. They can cause all sorts of unrelated, unfathomable, difficult, or mysterious sicknesses and setbacks or problem, yoke of limitations, and even all kinds of bad luck or bad omen or strange occurrence and happening. Some barren women may think that God is revealing their future babies to them. Sorry, let's that's idol. Let's finish idol. Usually, those who are progenitors worship idols, and these idols will come back, like I said, attached to future generation of people in the premises or bloodline. These wicked idol spirits visit and torment through dream sex, initiated or dedicated members of the pedigree during dreams. Now 11 is the way I'm shooting at. 11 is dwarf spirit husbands. These are deceptive little men or little women who appear like kids, but they are not kids. The devil is very deceptive. They come at night or during night sleep to have sex with vulnerable women and mess with their reproductive or sex organ, including licking their breasts. They can cause all sorts of unrelated problems, setbacks, trouble, tragedy, hardship, and even limitations. Some barren women may think that God is revealing their future babies to them and may let their guard down. 12. Disembodied spirit spouses. These are demons without ethereal or physical body, and or even they don't even have spiritual bodies, who seek sexual gratification with sleeping humans. They come mainly in the form of invading forces, energies, air, wind, electromagnetic waves, powers, or influence. They identify themselves in deliverance section as nobodies. They are relatively easy to cast out. When you ask the demon, who are you? They say they are nobody. That thing is strong man, spirit spouse. This strong man is the leading familiar spirit in charge of other lesser ancestral powers or family or generational curses. They are the patrons, so to speak, of other demons. Yes, they are the patrons behind evil family altars and control lesser familiar and witchcraft spirits who serve as their errand boys. In deliverance sessions, they identify themselves as the owner. Sometimes they call themselves the boss, or the mighty, or the terrible, or the destroyer. Sometimes they claim to be landlord or commander, or sometimes they go by a proper name or local name of the deity. This lead demon of household wickedness is responsible for strange or chokehold on family destiny, creating persistent or multiple problems, especially stagnation, delays, rise and fall, or failure at the verge of breakthrough. They have a spiritual strong room where they store up people's blessings over the years. When they defy people during sleep, they are resistant to self-deliverance prayers, routine deliverance, fasting, and night vigil. They are not strong, or they are not stronger than the anointed God's servants, or they are not even stronger than Jesus or Jesus' anointing. Remember, they claim to be strong, but we are stronger. We are more than conquerors, and Jesus is the strongest. So exercise your spiritual authority and dominion. Number 14 is Leviathan Spirit spouses. Leviathan is the name given to the old world serpent, which is a high-ranking or ruling demon in charge of water snakes, reptiles, mermaid, merfolk, and other marine powers. It's a more powerful spiritual spouse, which is resistant to personal deliverance, and they may need a stronger firepower to dislodge. You may need a deliverance prophet or a knowledgeable apostle of deliverance who operates in higher grace and greater firepower and authority. The prophet must be a seer in revelational gifts and discernment who also walk in purity and righteousness. I can't say this enough. Now, child of God, you also understand that this demon work together with Ashmodi, which is the demon priest, who is the altar priest, I should say, in charge of all spiritual marriages and weddings between initiated and unsuspecting human and evil powers. Ashmodi himself is also a wicked sexual demon who works as a lead team member with incubus and succubus, defiling humans during their dream and sleep. 15 is animal spirit spouses. Now, animal spirit spouses, you have to understand that when angels fail, they became demons or disembodied spirits or these evil creatures with characteristics, idiosyncrasies, mannerisms, and theatrics of debased fallen animals, creatures, entities, and beasts, including birds. Now, these fallen demons become evil or evil spirits with the nature and characteristics of the base animal. I can't say that enough, creatures and beasts. Therefore, the snake, the dog, the cat, the goat, the cow you see in the dream, including the roaches and the birds you see in the dream, are actually demons in disguise. They are not your domestic animals or pets that you see around in the natural. Animals are not meant to be seen in the dream. The way God designed animal is that they shouldn't have been seen in the dream in any way, shape, or form. So the believer, of course, has authority, like and the authority of the believer, the Bible says in Luke 10:19, and I read, it says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." Now, spiritual beasts in the form of the base animal like elephant, tigers, lion, leopards, and dogs attack through sex during sleep. This intimidating and imposing animal or animal rapists are hard to resist if you are not prayed up or build your spiritual capacity with firewall around your blood edge of protection around you during sleep. That's why we have to pray and tarry and plead the blood all around us before we go to sleep. 16 is called strange man spirit husband. And let's see the way it's described. This strange evil power does bizarre and strange things indeed, including attacking physically the woman's real or natural husband if you are married. They can cause levitation, telekinesis. They can take the bed or the table up and down in the house. They throw things around the house when they show up. They can even take the man's body out of the bedroom, put him in the sitting room, or throw him outside while they are busy having sex with the wife. This happens. They fly around up and down, and this strange power can live in the sea, forest, land, air, or sky domain while they visit unsuspecting people in their dream. Remember, in the dream state, there's no barrier, geographical boundaries, there's no time, gulf, or space in the realm of the spirit. So, apart from the strange man, number 17 is the old man or old woman spirit spouse. This class of evil forces or powers take the shape or resemblance of an old man or old woman that torment people of younger age group through dream sex. These ancient demons carry a lot of marine force or power, evil wind or electromagnetic energy. Things rattle and fall. Even pictures on the wall fall down and rattle when these unwelcome intruders visit their victims. Victims also are associated with these demons, looking or making them look older than their real age, and nobody will want to marry the person because the young girl of 20 or 25 or 27 in their prime will be looking like an old woman in their 70s because of the influence or power of these demons. Number 18 is transferred spirit spouses. This can happen, I call it occupational hazard, of therapists, healers, counselors, trainers, teachers, deliverance workers, and what have you, including doctors and nurses. This can happen through the concept of transference of spirits, through point of contact, transmission, transduction, contamination, and even laying on of hand. Any possessed object, item, article can become a point of contact of demons to cause damage and destruction or even demise. This happens when you share personal effects or your personal belongings like towels, soaps, your stockings, your clothing, your jewelries, your shoes, or thrift store bought items, or what we call secondhand stuff. There's transfer of spirits through contact and contamination with the stuff of former victims of these attached spirit spouses. Please don't share personal or private property or stuff, even with family members, to avoid this type of sexual demons. Amen. 19 is territorial spirit spouses. You know, every territory, every river, every house, every enclave or region or subdivision, or every state have in that area or region what is called ruling or territorial demons, principalities and powers over that area. So these territorial spirits are principalities or ruling demon, and sometimes they are powers in demonic hierarchy. They are ruling over a community, over a city, I can't say that enough, over a region or state. They rule whatever is on ground in the region or their domain of operation. And they believe that everything is under their authority and they own it. They are very possessive. You become a victim when you first move into the neighborhood or the jurisdiction of these demonic princes and powers. They are very jealous regardless of this area where you live. As far as these demons are there, they believe that you are under their control, that they own you, and they assume right to afflict sleeping humans with sexual dreams and spiritual attacks during sleep. This one is an interesting one, child of God. It's called Hemophrodite spirit spouse. Whenever you hear about Hemophrodite, you are thinking about both male and female organ in a species or in a demon or in a person or in an entity or principality or personality or deity. So here, the demons show up in sleep, either with a woman sense organs or man sex organ, all in the same person, or both of them show up differently with different sex organ, or they can turn the man into a woman and then develop there and then male organ and begin to have sex. So they present with different variety. But let me read what I wrote here in my book. It says, this term means that this evil spirit has both male and female sex organs. These sexual demons are transgender, yes. In other words, they are not homosexual, they are not heterosexual, they are transgender. They have both male and female organs when they show up. And sleep with both husband and wife in their dream. Sometimes at the same time, sometimes different occasions. Or they can turn a woman into a man spiritually with a male organ while they become their female sex partners. They are very crafty, recalcitrant, and are known to attack and fight unsuspecting people viciously, even in their dream. They are very vicious, they are very violent, so to speak. Our 21st type of spirit spouse is called hidden spirit spouse. And I will tell you why they are hidden or why they are mysterious, why they are operating behind the scene. That's why we call them hidden. Even dream analysis cannot expose them because they don't show up even in the dream. So they are not interested in sexual gratification, unlike most demons or evil forces. However, they go about dating people and creating problems, wreaking havoc and causing sickness, disease, tragedies, blocking blessings and breakthroughs. This type is very difficult to diagnose or identify even with dream analysis. So if you ask the person doesn't know, including their dream doesn't show or pick it up. So there's nothing on record except you interview the person very well and take a history and record of what has happened, especially if the person is keeping dream journal. Number 22 is what is called masquerading or masquerade spirit husband or spirit spouses. This is the typical example of spiritual identity theft by this crafty sexual demon. They are very crafty. They are very, very, how do I say it, manipulative. By the way, identity theft is the fastest growing crime in America. They use the face of people or relatives, former husband, former wife, former girlfriend, who are familiar with you so that you may not resist or you let down your guard. Now they can masquerade and use anybody's image, picture, or resemblance to deceive the victims to consent to dream sex. This is why it's not good to lust or have a crush on anybody whatsoever, because spirit of lust works with this one a whole lot. No sexting, texting, pornography, or any sexual, explicit, or exposing way of dressing. These demons are very wicked. This type of case, let's look at 23. Yes, 23 is multiple spirit spouse. And I'm talking about this type of case. This is the victim. Here, the victim experiencing different sexual partners during sleep. The initiators are lower level demons which are intruding familiar spirits. These sexual demons have the ability to invite other wicked and higher and much more powerful upper ranking demon to have sex with their former victim, somewhat akin to gang rape or gang stalking or group sex. They breed complex problems which nobody can explain, solve, resolve, or even figure out. So this one is like gang stalking, gang rape, and then group sex. They are very wicked demon and they work in diabolical group or network. Wickedness is bad. Now, child of God, let's look at 24. Number 24 is incestuous spirit spouse. You know, incest is described as sex with family members. So if these demons are incestuous, let's see what happens. This happens to children who grow up in homes where the parents or foster parents practice witchcraft, necromancy, new age, magic, all the diabolical acts. These demonic parents may marry their children spiritually or marry them to their spirit guide or invisible soulmate. The reason may be draining virtue, exchanging destiny, demonic program and projection, transfer of seer anointing, or transferring their craft for power to future generations. 25 is called witchcraft or warlock spirit spouses. Don't forget that any woman that practices witchcraft is called a witch. A man that practices witchcraft is called a warlock or wizard. So witchcraft spirit spouses, whenever one consults a witch doctor, you become a blind witch, of course. Whether you did something or not, just coming in there, you get initiated and get contracted, whether you believe it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you are ignorant. Ignorant is no excuse. So when you consult native doctor, occultist, spiritualist, medicine man, dobia man, voodoo priest, shaman, santeria, sangoma, inyenga, babalawo, it doesn't matter. They always give a mark or somehow a point of contact on the body for demonic protection, so-called. Could be demonic healing, for good luck, for success, for procreation, for blessings, or even demonic promotion. The victims are given an evil identification mark that assigns them to a spiritual spouse, even without their knowing, who visit through sexual dreams. Even after deliverance prayers or series of deliverance sessions, these indelible marks or point of contact may remain as an open door, just like permanent tattoos that are difficult to erase or remove. You can use $50 to make a tattoo, but to remove it might take costly laser surgery that might cost you about $600. 26 is called celebrity spirit spouse. It's getting extreme. Now, this is so-called because people fall in love with the image or the media personality. This happens when people fall in love with media personalities, sports stars, star athletes, sports personalities, popular actors, favorite politicians, religious figures, and top entertainers, rather, who they haven't even met in person. They unconsciously fall in love with these icons or their paraphernalia or memorabilia or anything from them, even without knowing them personally, especially when they collect their pictures, posters, videos, books, audios, movies, statues, jerseys, figurine, artifacts, and other memorabilia which may have familiar spirits attached to them. These spirits may show up as soulmates, what I call invisible soulmates, spirit guides, and spiritual sexual partner during dream state while you are sleeping. Example is spirit of Michael Jackson, which people do dance and collect their memorabilia. Number 27 is transference spirit spouse. This is a well-known occupational hazard of pastors, doctors, nurses, therapists, coaches, counselors, speakers, trainers, therapists, spiritual healers, deliverance workers, and healing evangelists, as well as deliverance ministers, prayer warrior, prayer ministers, and intercessors. The list is very long. But people who help people, they might transfer their problem to you. This can happen as a backlash or counterattack or transference or counter-transference of spirits through the laying on of hands or through ministration or giving objects or transfer of objects or point of contact. This can happen if the healer or deliverer has no fortified aura, has a weak hedge of protection around him, or even from a weak bloodline or faulty foundation, without armor of light, without firewall, without glass bubble or angelic protection or blood edge or protection if you're a minister. Counter-transference has also been described. This is when the therapist, healer, or deliverer is a fornicator or sexual pervert with a spirit spouse which can be transferred to the client or candidate by laying on of hands or other means or objects. The deliverance case or spiritual sexual attack may worsen with deliverance sessions by the said ministers. Some young deliverance ministers have complained of counter-transference during dream, and they have sexual attacks even after praying for people over the phone. Number 28 is what I call manifested spirit spouse. Manifested spirit spouse is such that the demonic spirit was coming in the dream to have sex with an unsuspecting demon. Later on, they start showing up or manifesting physically in flesh and blood like a human being, taking a human form. This has happened several times. I know of a case, a guy that moved from Dallas, Texas to Maryland. And when he went to Maryland, he thought the problem would end. The spirit husband that used to visit him in the dream, the spirit wife actually, that visit this guy in the dream, start manifesting in his workplace as a physical person. And they even block him from working in his computer. He's an accountant. He does tax for people. And the guy didn't know what to do. Of course, I had it from one of my deliverance friends. So in this phenomenon is called manifested spirit husband. So it's lies that if something is spiritual or unseen or invisible, that it cannot take a human form or manifest in physical reality, like human being, flesh and blood and bones. Number 29 is what is called graveyard spirit spouse or necromancer spirit spouse. These are spirit spouse people contact and contract if they visit graveyards, cemeteries, or burial grounds or burial places. Sometimes people contract this when they visit people in interment during funerals. Demons attach themselves to these people, follow them home, and become their spiritual partners, like stalking them and tracing them and follow them around. Sometimes they are called stubborn pursuers. Number 30 and final one is what is called desert spirit spouse. Remember, a lot of times when people cast out demons, they say they are casting the demon into uninhabited or desert places. So when people go there for excursion or for mountaineering or one thing or the other, this demon attached to them, especially if they are not strong spiritually, if they are not prayed up, and follow them around and begin to show up in the dream to have dream sex or astral sexual defilement on these people. And of course, if I might add the 31st, which is a bonus, you can also have forest spirit spouses, which come from the woods, especially people who do forest hiking or hitchhiking or hunting. And forest is full of all kinds of demons and all kinds of things. So they can also attach themselves to these people and then follow them around and become their sexual dream partners. So, child of God, God bless you. This is Dr. Ozo. Talk to you because it's been a wonderful teaching. And then another time we can continue about how to really deal with them, how to pray if you want to do self-deliverance, or how to consult a deliverance minister or deliverance prophet like me, so that we can get rid of these spirit spouses, divorce you from them, disconnect you from them, dismantle their power, distance you from them, so that you can fulfill destiny, so that you can marry and have your own family and walk in your God-ordained destiny and walk in your God-ordained family. I always said that God is pro-life, God is pro-marriage, God is procreational, and God is generational. Satan is against all of this, and that's why he uses sex or sexual covenant or dream or illicit or astral sex to people in bondage, so that they will be unfit for their blessings, so that they will be in bondage. Satan will dominate them, so that will rule them, ensnare, entrap, enslave, empower themselves, so that they can dominate and rule. And Satan doesn't grant deliverance. You must dislodge the enemy by force, by fire, and stay away from any contaminants that bring these spirit spouses, including pornography, including sexting, texting, sexually amorous discussion. You have to remove stinking thinking, renew your mind in the Word of God, and then live a pure life and a prayed up life and a life of righteousness with God's grace helping you. So, Dr. Uzo, and it's been a wonderful teaching and a wonderful presentation. God bless you.